So here's the thing. First of all, I want to ask you, what position did you play when you got drafted by the A's? Were you shortstop?
Second base.
You played second base. What was that? What was that like?
Man, dude, I mean, I was a baseball player my whole life, so I didn't know any better. I wasn't an entrepreneur or social media guy.
Did you, I like to ask questions that nobody's ever asked. At what point did you know, man, I might get drafted playing baseball, right? So like, are you in junior high, you're in high school, you're just throwing people out from across the field? Like, what's going on here? Are you significantly better than everybody else on your junior high team is what I'm asking.
Yeah. So I was always the best player on my team. You know, I mean, my freshman year of high school, I was playing short, batting third.
Yeah.
You know, so like, it was always like a dream.
Yeah. And then in college, so are you getting drafted like because you go to Cal State Northridge? Are you getting drafted first, or like how does it work? Because I know like so for instance, a lot of really great baseball players never played any college.
Yeah.
So how does it work?
Yeah, the really talented guys go straight out of high school.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to be in like the top 5 rounds, you should not go out of high school because I mean, once you go, you can't ever go back to college or anything. So. Yeah, I wasn't at that level out of high school, but you know, I had a full ride to Cal State Northridge, and you know, went there. And my freshman year, I was an All-American. I was the Player of the Year freshman year.
Is Cal State? Is that D1?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yep. So in the Big West with all these other Cal State schools like Fullerton and Irvine and Long Beach that you know are traditionally good baseball schools.
Yeah. And then you get drafted by the Oakland A's.
Junior year.
What is this? What is this feeling like? Explain to me. Because I imagine at this point, because you're not trying to be an entrepreneur at this point. Yep. This is before the couch flipping.
Way before.
Right.
Yep.
Imagine at this point you're like, so I never thought about joining the military when I was in high school or in college. Never thought. And then I joined the military. My dad was he worked in finance. I ended up being a stock option seller. Like I ended up doing almost exactly what my dad did, except he was doing it with annuities and insurance. I almost do it but at no point in my life was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. At this point, I'm pretty sure you're thinking, I'm playing pro baseball. Like this is all I want to do for the rest of my life. What is this feeling like getting drafted and then go through that whole arc?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, right? Because my freshman year of college, like I said, I had a lot of success. And so I was really high on like, okay, this is one of the top freshmen in the nation. He could be a potential really high round pick. And so, you know, I ended up playing in the Cape Cod League, which is like the most prestigious baseball league. It's where every first rounder would go. And I did super good my freshman year. So I'm like, dude, I'm about to be the man. This is great. Sophomore year, kind of get cocky and have a sophomore slump, right? And so I'm like, dang, dude, like, all right, got to humble myself. And so then I go into my junior year and, you know, play well.
Can you be specific? What do you attribute this to? I'm having trouble hitting be as specific as you can. I can't hit this curve. Like you're Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, really fast running bases when he goes plays for the Birmingham Barons. I was fascinated by this idea that the greatest basketball player in the world wanted to go play baseball. And he goes there, and I'm reading the scouting reports on him. He's like way above average speed, cannot hit a curveball.
Yeah.
What was the scouting report on Brian Pineda? What's going on there?
I think my junior year going into the draft, I had speed. I actually was second in stolen bases in the league. I actually had power too. I led the league in home runs. But I was already kind of maxed out. I mean, this size you see me at now, it was what I was,
so
right?
There's no D-ball for...
Yeah, like that. There's no... And, you know, with metal bats in college, it's easier. So, like, I think the scouting report on me would have been, you know, yeah, he might be able to hit. We'll see with the wood bat. Defense was subpar. Speed was okay. Hitting was good, you know, so he's going to have to hit his way through the minors to get up there.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I was always wondering about that because I'm listening to this story and like you have to understand for the 99% of the population, we're not getting drafted by the Oakland A's. Yeah. And so it's always interesting to me because whenever you see a guy who plays even D1 college football, he was the best player on his junior high team. He was the best player in high school. He played both ways. Yep. You know what I'm saying? He was the best fielder. So it's always interesting, like when you get to that point. I have a friend of mine. He played he was in high school. He was incredible. He goes and plays D1 basketball at Liberty, and he's like an incredible shooter. And then he realizes, oh wait, I have to guard people. I have no chance against these athletes because these guys are incredible. And there's this moment for me. It's in high school. Like I can't. Like I'm just not big enough to play offensive line. And when I get to college, because I just know that transition's not going to happen for me.
Yeah. Well, I think what happens is each step of the way, you kind of get hit with a new reality check, right? So it's like, all right, we go into high school. You're like, oh, dude, these guys are 4 years older than me, you know, these seniors. And so you got to prove yourself. And then you get into college and you're like, wow, all these guys are the best players in their high school, like nationwide. This is crazy. Then you get into pro sports and it becomes even different because not only are these the best players in high school and college, but they're the best players all over the world. Yeah. And so now all of a sudden we're competing against these Dominicans, these Venezuelans, these Mexicans, these guys who literally have nothing to lose. This is it for them. If they don't make it in baseball, they're done. There's nothing else. And so, man, dude, you see that level of competition, and that happens every step of the ladder in the minor leagues. You're like, all right, cool. These are the guys in rookie ball. These are the guys in A ball. And you're like, dude, you just realize how good people keep getting at every level.
And that the reason why I also wanted to